Welcome back, manga readers, to another installment of my favorite manga. Now today, on the holiest of all Shamrock Days, we're going to talk about a specific mangaka who has greatly impacted me as a young teen as of now. And that man is Kiyohiko Azuma. Azuma's most famous work today is definitely Azumanga Daioh, which centers around the daily lives of 7 high school girls and their 2 teachers. The original manga was written in a 4-koma style, which usually consists of 4 small panels, usually ending in a gag. Every once in a while there'll be like a small chapter where the panel style would be normal, but they mostly stuck to the gag strips. And for the most part, it was pretty good. So much so that it even got its own anime. The scenarios were funny, the characters were likable enough, the style was nice, and it spawned off a lot of cute merchandise and cosplay. The original series was only 4 volumes long, ran from 1999 to 2002, and was translated and published in English by ADV Manga. But by 2003, Azuma had already begun his new series Yotsuba, or Yotsuba and in English. Like Azumanga Daioh, it was also published by ADV Manga. But it only made it about 5 volumes in before ADV Vision suddenly collapsed in 2008. Though in 2009, Yen Press announced that they were picking up the series with a whole new look and translation. And because of that, now look at my collection. Aw, look at her, she's so cute. Oh wait, what happened? Oh man, now she's up there. Dang. So yes, now my Yotsuba Ann collection is friggin' ugly. Now another common solution would be to buy volumes 1 through 5 in Yen Press format, but that is $50 I am not gonna spend. Now, one more thing before we talk about the actual manga, and that is the licensed translation version in comparison to the raw, uncut Japanese version. So, when I first started reading this series, it was about 2004, and I found like a really pixely and roughly translated version of it online. Now, there's also a version of Try, which was a small chapter that Azuma wrote way before Yotsuba and Azumanga Daioh that consisted of most of the original characters from Yotsuba and that were later polished into the books. Now, look at Yotsuba in Try, and now look at her in the finished product. It's mostly the hair that becomes more simplified, but that's a common technique that artists conform to while simplifying a character, and that's fine. But now look at the volume version and look at it in comparison to the raw version. What happened? How did they do that, and why did they do that? If you can't tell, Yotsuba and her dad look a lot more simplified in this version, with a change of things like hair, eyes, and mouths. Now, there have been instances in volume versions of manga where the art is changed, like in Hot Gimmick with the removal of an erotic scene, or in Tenjo Tenge where naked women are clothed by bra and panties. Now, I can understand those changes because I know the company is probably trying to lower the age rating to widen the audiences. But this? What is the point of this? There's absolutely no point to it besides wanting to keep the art style the same throughout the series. So if anybody does have an actual explanation for this, please tell me, because this has been driving me crazy for years. Whew, got a little carried away there. Okay, Yotsuba Ann, let's talk about it. Yotsuba Ann is about 5-year-old Yotsuba Kowai in her daily life with her adoptive father and neighbor girls. Yotsuba is like an odd mixture between Tomo and Chiyo from Azumanga Daioh, having Tomo's energetic and mature nature and Chiyo's cuteness. At the beginning of the series, Yotsuba and her dad, who works as a stay-home translator, move in next door to the Ayase family. The Ayases consist of 3 sisters, grade schooler Enna, high schooler Fuka, and college-aged Asagi, along with their laid-back parents. The Ayases play a major role in the manga, often having a chapter dedicated to the antics between usually one of the sisters and Yotsuba herself, though she's often seen playing with the youngest, Enna. The Ayase seem to get along fine with each other, occasionally poking fun at one another, usually the clash of personalities with Miss Ayase and the eldest daughter Asagi, or Fuka being the butt of everyone's jokes. With Yotsuba not being old enough for school yet, she's often taken places by her father and his friends Jumbo and Yanda. Takashi Takeda, nicknamed Jumbo for his extreme height, works as a florist and is always friendly with Yotsuba. He also has a crush on Asagi and often tries to get Yotsuba to invite her places with them, which more often than not fails. Yanda, on the other hand, serves as Yotsuba's quote-unquote nemesis. He likes to tease and prank her for no other reason than just to annoy a child, though they often go back and forth on the prank, so it's kinda like having 2 children. The only other major characters are Miura, who's a friend of Enna's, and Toriko, who's a friend of Asagi's. Now, I'm not just mentioning these characters because they exist, but mostly because when they're introduced, they think Yotsuba is either annoying or strange. But she's able to grow on every single one of these characters with her curiosity and charm, even Toriko, who claims to be bad with kids. The series doesn't seem to follow any specific storyline except for character continuation, and the chapters will often be called Yotsuba and insert noun or activity here, hence the title Yotsuba and. So what is it besides the fact that I love Kiyohiko Azuma's style and sense of humor that I really like about this series? Well, you see, I remember seeing a webcomic by Tumblr user Peachymints talking about giving an original character everything, then taking everything they love away for character development. And while it might seem harsh to everyone else, you still consider that OC to be your baby. Well, it's like Ozma took step 1 of that process and just went with it. Most parents want more for their children than what they had when they grew up. And I feel like that's what Ozma did with Yotsuba. He created her and then put her in this environment that adores her, takes her places like the zoo, the beach, festivals, and gives her these adults who stop at everything to entertain and play with her. It's so adorably lighthearted, it never gets old. You want to see more of these instances and witness her making the most out of such simple activities. So far, the series is ongoing with 12 volumes as of right now, and is actually one of the very few mangas that I've continued to buy past 10 volumes, cause you know about my attention span. So if you do enjoy slice of life comedies, I would highly recommend it. Now thank you all for tuning in to my favorite manga. Happy Shamrock Day, and I'll see you all next time.